There was nothing standing between him and the bantamweight title.
Ricky Morrison wondering what happened in the fight.
Here we go to inside the cage for the official presentation of the championship belt. Ladies and gentlemen, our championship belts will be presented tonight by UFC veteran Jake Hecht. And your winner of the GMP class bantamweight Irish title by rear naked choke in the first round, Blaine O'Driscoll. And give it up for his opponent, folks, Ricky Morrison.
He's had a good couple of wins recently. I know that he's went across the water, fought across the water and won, but I also know that it was a mistake taking this fight, and I know that he will regret it, but he will learn a lot from it. Just hope it don't hurt him too much. I know
Joe's a good fighter. He's been about a wee bit longer than me. He's got good experience as well. He hasn't been beat amateur or pro, so I think I can take him, and no matter where the fight goes, I'm comfortable. Just finish him, either knockout, TKO, submission, or decision. I'd take any win, but I know the belt's coming home with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match will be for the Pro Rules Featherweight Northern Irish title, fought over 3 5-minute rounds. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the man standing to my right. Fighting out of Fight Academy Ireland by way of Belfast, he holds a record of 3-0. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Kid Chaos! And his opponent standing to my left, fighting out of the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts and Next Generation Northern Ireland by way of Ballymena, he holds a record of 5-2. He weighed in at 65 kilos. Here is Alan, the Apprentice Philpott! And your referee, once the action begins, in Snake Hips Ireland.
Mark, I expect fireworks from this fight.
Absolutely. 2 future Hall of Famers we could very well have in front of us here.
Joe Clark just exuded confidence in his pre-fight interview, saying that his opponent will learn a lot from this loss.
Many people are talking about Joe Clark in the same kind of ways they talked about a young BJ Penn. He seems to pick up everything he does and do it really well, and is able to win fights with it.
Wow. Able to set Alan Philpott down early with a big right hand and swarms on him.
Absolutely.
Alan Philpott looking to grab an ankle in there.
Yeah, looks like Philpott is going to try and turn adversity to triumph here with that footlock, but it's not to be.
Phil Clark punishing that leg to his grounded opponent.
Joe Clark lands a kick to the face.
Head kick by Alan Philpott.
Sorry, by Philpott lands a kick, my apologies.
Big right hand follows it. Tries for the head and arm. May not turn out too well as Joe Clark ends up in side control. So far, these two not disappointing with fireworks in the cage early. Back and forth battle.
Joe Clark has an excellent top game. We saw him at work here in Ulster Hall at the last Clan Wars, where he defeated Joe Fry. It's not quite that easy this time, as Philpott defends, reverses, and is now looking for a pass.
Gets the pass into side control as Joe Clark looks to replace. Looking for...
He's trapped his head in a triangle and he seems to be looking for a Kimura underneath, but the apprentice reacts well and sandwiches his head between his knees to try and get some breathing room. It's almost a reverse triangle.
Joe Clark ends up on top in a great position for that Kimura.
And he's tightly wrapped in that arm.
Ends up on top. These just a grappling war here, back and forth in the positions. Ends up with an arm bar. It's tight.
It's very tight.
Let's see if Alan can slip out of it.
Tries to convert it to a triangle.
Back to the arm bar now.
The transitions, the speed of the transitions here is just incredible.
And
he nails it in an arm bar.
Joe Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Kid Chaos Clark, believe the hype. Going from submission to submission and finishing
on the apprentice Philpott early in the first with an armbar.
He predicted this fight as a win for himself with whatever he wanted, and it looks like he chose an armbar.
Let's go back inside the cage, the official decision.
And I welcome Jake Heck back to the ring again to present the Pro Rules Featherweight Northern Irish title. So fighting out of FAI, winning by armbar in the first round, the new Featherweight Northern Irish champion, Joe Kid Chaos Clark. And give it up for his opponent, folks, Alan the Apprentice Philpott. There's been a lot of talk about this fight. You've got the belt around your waist. Tell me, how does it feel?
It's great to have the belt around my waist, but I thought I could have done a little better. But half the all, he did brilliant.
But you finished him in the first round, and it looked like you were going through a string of submissions there. How do you think it could have gone better?
Hit. I got hit. I don't really get hit.
Okay. So what's next for you, Joe?
Anybody.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, the new Pro Rules Featherweight Northern Irish champion, Joe Kid Chaos Clark.
It went really well for the fight. The diet could have been a little bit better, a little bit stricter. Too much bread and stuff like that. It means a lot. I've waited a long time to get a shot at some sort of title, and Clanmore's been one of the biggest in Ireland. It's an honour to fight for it. I don't like to make predictions on the fight, but I'm ready for a war.
I think this guy likes to scrap a bit. Like, I'll be just a bit more technical than him, so I'll try and get him down, get that submission. I know he struggled a bit for the weight cut, so it's changed my sort of game plan slightly, so it is. So I'll probably try and wear him out a wee bit. It's on the prove now, like, you know. I want that belt too. I want to bring it back to my club.
Fighting for the Pro Bantamweight Irish title. Gives me great pleasure to introduce the man standing to my right. Representing Team Rhino by way of Dublin, he has a record of 2 wins, 4 losses. He weighed in at 62.2 kilos. Please welcome Ricky the Postman Edgeworth. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the Devil's Fight Club by way of Antrim. He holds a record of 15 wins, 16 losses. He weighed in at 61 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Taz McCool! Man in charge of the action, once the bell rings, take him under the back.
This match certainly has a lot to live up to after that last match with Joe Clark and Alan Philpott, but I think these guys can do it.
Two very technically sound guys. Edgeworth, the young up-and-comer, against Taz, the seasoned vet. So I'm very eager to see how this matchup plays out.
He certainly is seasoned. Over 30 fights Stephen McComb has.
McComb got the takedown, but got reversed quickly.
Yeah. Very busy legs on bottom McComb. Very active guard, he climbs higher up in the shoulders. Edgeworth sees the danger, is trying to move to react to it.
McComb looking for that armbar. Edgeworth showing his strength, that'll just stand up out of that.
Both men adjust their various straps and they're right back to it. True professionals in the ring tonight, competing for the ISKA Bantamweight Pro Rules Irish title.
I've coached against Ricky Edgeworth before, and I know he has very good stand-up. I also know he has very strong submissions. So very eager to see how Taz McComb deals with that.
Well, there can't be too many scenarios that Taz McComb hasn't already seen inside the cage.
Exactly right, very seasoned veteran.
Yeah. You have to wonder how his loss against Conor Dillon plays on his mind. He fought here for the featherweight title. There certainly aren't too many men in Ireland able to drop down a weight and compete for a title in back-to-back matches, but Stevie certainly has the credentials, but you wonder, how does a loss play in your mind?
Well, how you react after a loss really determines who a champion is.
And it was probably made an even tougher pill to swallow, in that he was probably winning on the judges' scorecards when he took that spinning back elbow and was knocked out. But it certainly isn't affecting him in the ring tonight now, as he moves to side mount looking for an armbar.
He's got it
very tight.
Wow. Edgeworth able to roll out of that. It's still on though.
McComb has it again, and he taps out.
Got the armbar.
Steve McComb shows that he has the answer and takes home the bantamweight Pro Rules ISKA title.
What tenacity to stick with that submission when he thought it was gone.
Once again being presented by UFC veteran Jake Hecht. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by armbar in the first round, and new bantamweight Irish champion, Stephen Taz McComb. And give it up for his opponent, folks, Ricky Edgeworth. Well, the talk is true at the very end there. It looked like you had the armbar on, he escaped, and next thing he was back in it. Can you talk us through the finish?
Yeah, I've just been working on moving my hips. I sort of had an idea, might leave the hands in there. You know what I mean? So it's going from side to side. They were going to work a triangle. I was just working on my sharpness all week. Got me there too.
Fantastic work, Stephen. Give it up, folks, for the new ISKA Bantamweight champion,